So the stone god of apocalypse stands before me at last. Minjona grows heavy in my grip, sensing the cosmic weight of your tyranny pressing against the very fabric of reality. You rule through fear and subjugation, yet there is something almost honest about your brutality. No false promises of paradise, no claims of benevolence. Just raw, uncompromising dominion. I can respect that clarity, even while despising everything it represents.
The thunder god, son of Odin, heir to a throne built on conquest and maintained through divine right. You speak of my tyranny as if your own Asgard wasn't forged in the fires of war. Its golden halls constructed atop the bones of those who dared resist Asgardian expansion. I am Darkseid. I do not pretend my rule serves any purpose beyond my own will. Can you claim the same honesty about your father's legacy?
Asgard was built through conquest, yes, but we learned to protect the 9 realms instead of merely exploiting them. We became guardians rather than conquerors, shields against the darkness that would consume all life. My father made mistakes, many mistakes, but he evolved beyond his warrior's pride. You seem content to remain forever locked in the role of cosmic destroyer, never growing beyond your need to dominate.
Evolution implies weakness overcome, growth beyond one's nature. I am perfection achieved, the end state of power, without sentiment or moral constraint. Your so-called protection of the 9 realms is merely imperialism with better marketing. You impose Asgardian will upon lesser beings while calling it guardianship. How is forcing peace upon unwilling subjects different from forcing submission? Both deny free choice in favor of imposed order.
Because protection allows for growth and self-determination, while domination crushes both beneath the heel of absolute authority. The realms we guard are free to develop their own cultures, their own governments, their own paths to prosperity. We intervene only when cosmic threats emerge that they cannot face alone.
I have witnessed countless worlds attempt self-governance, watched them spiral into chaos, war, and mutual destruction. Freedom is the luxury of beings too naive to understand that choice without guidance leads inevitably to suffering. Your protected realms may maintain their illusions of independence, but they remain dependent upon Asgardian might. How is that different from my subjects, depending upon my absolute rule?
The difference lies in hope and possibility. My protected realms can grow beyond their dependence if they choose to. They can surprise us, challenge us, even surpass us. Your system offers no such potential. Only eternal stagnation under your unchanging will. But I am curious about something. You claim to value order above all else, yet you constantly seek to expand your dominion. What drives this need for conquest, if you have already achieved perfection?
Perfection demands universal application. A single free being undermines the absolute nature of order itself. But your question reveals something interesting about your own psychology. You assume that all growth is inherently valuable, that potential justifies the risk of catastrophic failure. Yet I know of your brother Loki, raised with the same opportunities, given the same chances for growth. How did that belief in potential serve you when he chose chaos over order?
Loki's choices were his own, and yes, they brought great pain to our family and our realm, but they also led to moments of redemption, sacrifice, and love that would have been impossible under absolute control. His capacity for change, even unto death, prove that no being is beyond hope if given the chance. You speak of him as evidence that freedom breeds chaos, but I see him as proof that even the most troubled soul can find its way to honor.
How touching. Yet how many died because of Loki's growth? How many worlds burned while you maintained faith in his potential for redemption? Your sentimentality blinds you to the mathematics of suffering. One being's journey toward honor cannot justify the agony of thousands. I eliminate such variables before they can metastasize into cosmic catastrophe.
You raise uncomfortable questions about the cost of hope, and I cannot deny that my faith in redemption has sometimes come at a terrible price. The attack on New York, the destruction in Asgard, countless smaller tragedies born from my belief that people can change. But consider this, even Superman, the most powerful being on his world, chooses restraint over domination. Power does not mandate tyranny.
Superman, the alien who plays at being human while possessing the power to remake his world according to his will. His restraint is not virtue but cowardice, a failure to embrace the responsibility that comes with absolute power. He allows crime, war, poverty, and suffering to persist because he fears being seen as a tyrant. How many innocents have died while he maintained his precious moral boundaries?
Because his restraint preserves something precious, the ability of mortals to shape their own destiny, to learn from their mistakes, to grow through struggle. When I was young and arrogant, my father stripped me of my power and cast me to Midgard. That humiliation taught me humility, compassion, and the value of mortal courage. Under your system, such growth would be impossible. Do you never long for the unpredictability of genuine surprise, the joy of being proven wrong by someone's unexpected nobility?
Surprise is inefficiency. Unpredictability breeds chaos. Yet I confess there is something curious about your transformation from arrogant prince to humble protector. Your father's punishment achieved what ons of instruction could not. Perhaps there is wisdom in allowing certain forms of controlled failure. But your example also proves my point. Meaningful change required divine intervention and artificial consequences. Left to your own devices, would you have ever evolved beyond your initial nature?
Perhaps not. But the capacity for that evolution existed within me, waiting for the right catalyst. Your subjects are denied even that potential. They exist in stasis, unable to fall, but equally unable to rise. Every being contains multitudes, possibilities that can only emerge through choice and consequence. When you eliminate choice, you eliminate the very thing that makes existence meaningful. What is the point of ruling over an empire of empty shells?
My subjects find purpose in service, meaning in their role within a greater design. They are free from the anxiety of choice, the burden of responsibility, the pain of failure. You offer them struggle and call it gift, uncertainty and call it freedom. But I acknowledge something in your words. There is a loneliness in absolute control, isolation that comes from being the only conscious will in a universe of instruments.
Then we share something after all, the burden of power and the loneliness it brings. But where you have chosen isolation, I have found connection. My friends, My allies, even my enemies, have taught me that strength shared is strength multiplied. The mortals I protect often display more courage than gods, more wisdom than immortals. They remind me that power serves best when it serves others rather than itself.
Connection as strength rather than weakness. An intriguing perspective. I have always viewed attachment as a vulnerability to be exploited, yet you seem to draw power from it. Perhaps there is something to be learned from beings who choose to care despite the pain it inevitably brings. Though I will never embrace such sentiment, I can acknowledge its effectiveness in motivating extraordinary action.
But there remains a fundamental chasm between us that no amount of understanding can bridge. You have chosen to become a cancer upon the cosmos, spreading suffering and despair wherever your shadow falls. I have chosen to be a force of protection and hope. When this conversation ends, I will return to defending the innocent, while you will return to crushing them. That makes us eternal enemies, regardless of any temporary respect.
Eternal enemies, yes. And when our philosophies finally clash in battle, your sentimentality will be your weakness. Your love for mortals will make you hesitate at the crucial moment. Your hope will blind you to necessary brutality, and your honor will prevent you from doing what must be done to win. I am Darkseid. I am inevitable. Your thunder may roar, but my darkness will ultimately consume all light.